Hi everyone. So today's pick a card reading is going to be based off of 3 cards from an Astro Codes deck that I have. This is what the back of the card looks like. So you're either going to pick from group 1, which says the 5th house, passion. Group 2, which is Virgo. And group 3, which is Saturn. So whichever one you feel most called to, that's where your channeled messages about information about your psychic ability. So this is the message for group 1 on what are my psychic abilities. I'm already picking up a lot of earth sign energy in this group. Leos as well with the strength card and the sun card coming up. And Capricorns. Lots of earth signs. So first of all, we have the strength card. And in the tarot, this represents Leo. And we are in Leo season right now, which is a really good time to not plant seeds of manifestation, but actually take action on previous seeds planted. So Cancer season, which we just passed through, its motto is I feel, whereas Leo season's motto is I do. So right now there's a lot that's going on in the collective energy where people are taking action. Like I've noticed a lot more people getting started with renovations and that kind of thing is going on, and that also has to do with the season that we're in right now. Like it is getting a bit warmer in Leo season. So with that being said, I do feel like this group definitely have a lot of earth and animal guides. With this strength card over here, we see a lion on the necklace of the man, and also a bull. And in fact, in the meditation that I was doing earlier today, I actually did get a vision of a bull, but it kind of reminded me of the 100 Rand note. So I feel like for this group, you guys are very powerful manifestors, but I also feel like work is taking up a lot of your energy. So we have the Queen of Pentacles coming up in reverse. So you guys are coming up as quite ungrounded, and right now not actually able to access your psychic abilities because you're not quite in tune with your own energy at this time. So with someone coming up with the Queen of Pentacles upright, this is a sign that someone is good with saving, good with planning and money, but also knows how to spend their money, like not a stingy person either. With this card coming up in reverse, I feel like there has been a lot of reckless spending, but a lot of the time because you are in a space where you're constantly trying to console yourself or do things for yourself to feel a bit better because you're always feeling drained and tired. So in terms of psychic abilities, like I said, I am picking up earth guides and also fairy guides too. So earth related psychic abilities can be related to manifestation and money, but I also am picking up for this group that your heart chakra is quite a prominent and dominant chakra of yours. So you definitely are coming up in empathic psychic ability. But again, I do feel like you're not really tapping in or tuning into your psychic abilities or information that you may gain from them at this time because you're feeling quite overwhelmed and ungrounded. So with the Hermit card coming up, that's indicating to me that you guys are very wise and that you also prefer to spend a lot of time by yourself, especially to recharge. So again, indications here of empathic vibes, no doubt about it. With the Six of Chalices coming up, I feel like you could be dreaming of previous lovers that you know from your past. Also, with this coming up, I feel like you may be thinking about people from your past. And in terms of psychic ability, I think you do have a lot of telepathic connections with people that you have shared romantic connections with in your past. That word past is coming up a lot in your energy. right now. So that's indicating to me that something that's blocking you from accessing your psychic abilities is actually you dwelling in the past, especially in terms of relationships, or in cases where people that you felt you could have trusted betrayed you. Because like I said, you guys do have empathic and heart chakra psychic ability, but in order to access that, the heart chakra needs to be open and clear. So there's a lot of grudges that I'm picking up in this heart space that is blocking you from fully accessing your psychic ability. I just want to get a second deck of cards to see what other clarifiers we have for group 1, for what psychic abilities do they have. Okay, so we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups coming up. So for me, when I see a lot of 9s, I definitely associate it with a goddess energy and the divine feminine. So for this group, I would really recommend you connecting with a divine feminine energy. So many different goddesses through whichever culture or religion you want to connect with is fine, whether it be goddess Isis. Tomorrow is actually Lakshmi prayer, so goddess Lakshmi, goddess Aphrodite. Really, it doesn't matter who it is that you want to connect with. How it is that you connect with these spirit, especially if you don't resonate with defining yourself to any kind of religion and culture, then how do you go about exploring and connecting? I think the first step is through research and getting to know who you are working with. The King of Swords is also coming up in reverse. If you notice, with 2 of your court cards, 2 out of 4 of the court cards that are coming up in reverse. So I do feel like a lot of you guys are quite estranged, or are in a lot of relationships right now that are estranged and also quite strained. Like communication isn't really possible. Like with people that you maybe want to apologize to or have open communication with, that's not possible for you right now, and that's really blocking up your throat chakra. So speaking about psychic abilities, the throat chakra is a center of communication. So the throat chakra needs to be open for us to understand what messages are coming through. With the heart chakra, we can feel, but the throat chakra helps us articulate. So working on that throat chakra is also going to help you understand dream messages that you might be getting too. But with the Page of Cups coming up, this is also another indication of empathic energy with the water energy. And actually, I'm noticing a red string on the left wrist here. So there might be some Hindus that are watching this group, and I did mention the divine feminine energy. So that just means that confiding in and working with Mother Lakshmi for your psychic matters will be very fruitful for those of you who pick this group. And the only thing that I can also see is holding you back here with the 5 of Pentacles, or not the only thing, but on top of what we've already discussed, is that you get very down and out about life. And I guess that's normal. Like, life is a series of ups and downs, and I don't think that we'll ever reach a point where everything is perfect. But right now, I think you're really struggling to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But that's causing you to wallow in your darkness. So it's also something that's making it very hard for you to access any of your gifts. Okay, so that is what I have for this group. I hope you enjoyed the messages that that came through. I know that it's quite a short reading. It is something that I'm testing out. For group 2, we have Virgo. Okay, so I already see the right candle flickering. So maybe there are lots of masculines that pick this group. So the left-hand side represents feminine energy and the right-hand side, the masculine energy. But masculine energy doesn't just pertain to men or males, but it also pertains to the material world and everything on this material plane, whereas feminine energy is about the mind and about like our thoughts and emotions. I also am picking up that there might be some Aries joining us in this group. So let's see what's coming up in terms of what it is, what psychic abilities does this group have. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed is that there's a lot of cups coming up here. So there's we got the Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Five of Cups. And both the Four and Five of Cups are coming up in reverse. So when we have lots of cups coming up, that's telling us that there's a lot of emotions that need to be dealt with. For this group particularly, I do feel like relationships particularly have been quite disappointing for you. And I do feel like it's something that you've been trying to take your focus away because you realize that you struggle with trust, you're struggling with communication, and this may be particularly coming up with siblings, close friends, or cousins with the Three of Chalices. That you're having difficulty in those relationships and really struggling to trust those people. And also facing a lot of disappointment in those relationships. But besides that, also feeling like you can't communicate any of this to the parties that are worrying you or disturbing you. But with the Nine of Pentacles, that's very, very abundant energy. And I do feel like you guys have quite powerful crown chakras and really good at manifesting. So I would recommend that you read the book called The Secret. I always say that I never ever recommend books because I always think that there's so many different opinions and perspectives that you can only find what works for you by going out and seeking. But a book called The Secret that speaks on the law of manifestation is the only book that I recommend because I feel that it explains and talks about the law of manifestation in such a simple, easy to understand and day-to-day kind of perspective, which is what I think spirituality should be about all the time. So psychic abilities for this group, I am also picking up psychic ability in the throat chakra. So psychic ability in the throat chakra is related to ENT, so ears and nose and throat. And for me, when I receive messages through the throat chakra, of course, first of all, it's channeling, so actually speaking. That's one way that psychic ability sits in the throat, but also the ability to get taste sensations or smell sensations. So you might be having a smell sensation of like someone that isn't around you, or maybe even someone that's passed, but it doesn't have to be in that case. It could also be the smell of like a baby or a particular scent, but that's definitely one of the ways that you psychically perceive. But I also think that like with you guys, you struggle to make to improve your psychic abilities, or with your skills generally, you struggle to improve because of a lack of faith in yourself. So that's definitely something that's blocking you. We also got the Hermit card coming up, and the Hermit card has a lot of Lord Shiva energy to it. It is a very it's a card of solitude, so I think that you guys also need to spend a lot of time by yourself to recharge. We also have the Ten of Cups coming up, so I do feel for this group, family and the social circle is quite important. So I think that you guys also have psychic abilities where you're very in tune with your pack and you're very able to understand and perceive the needs of your loved ones. But then we have the Seven of Wands coming up. So that's actually something that needs to be reevaluated in terms of boundaries because it is draining your energy. And with the Ten of Wands coming up, there is a realization from your part that you need to be having better boundaries in your relationships. And with two tens coming up, that's first of all telling me that you are getting a lot of angel number synchronicities and synchronicities in general. So pay attention for those. But also tens are about coming to the end of a cycle. So I do feel like where you guys are at right now, you are just about to implement those boundaries. But what I was saying in group one is that Leo season's motto is I do. So everything that we've been feeling and contemplating over is now time for us to put into action. And it's just a matter of whether we follow through on those seeds that we planted whenever it is. We also have the Knight of Wands coming up in reverse. So something else to remember about Leo season, it is a fire season. So we will really be grappling with energies like anger, frustration, lust. Even love is a red or fire related emotion for me. But I can see with the Knight of Wands, lots of anger coming up. So that's something that can really tip you off emotionally and make it hard for you to tune in, and to not only tune into others but tune into your own needs. I think that's something that you really will benefit from. Your mental and emotional health will benefit from you taking more care to actually check in with yourself. But with the judgment card, I feel like it has to be a clear decision in a way of, okay, I am going to create this in my routine. I'm going to make some kind of commitment. I don't want to say that you guys are non-committal or very, like the Knight of Wands is a very flighty energy. And I think that's just describing where you guys are at right now. But life is up and down. So it's an energy that you need to pass through. You need to figure out like where it is that you want to settle down, and where you want to dedicate your energy, or who even, or what situations. But I think that some clear decisions need to be made about where you want to be channeling your energy. So this is all that I have for this group. I hope that these messages resonated. Please let me know if there are any other video topics that you would like me to do in these YouTube videos, and let me know in the comments what resonated. Group 3, the last group, is Saturn. For the reading, what psychic abilities do I have? Wow, that's interesting energy. You got the Lovers card coming up. And I always say this is my favorite card in the deck, especially in this deck, because it's just so beautifully, the artwork is so beautiful. So what's depicted here is a man and a woman, and then an angel above them uniting or connecting their souls. So when this card comes up, like the first indication would be that there is a soulmate around. So I do feel like you guys, you do have like a lot of soul contracts that are active in this lifetime, in this reincarnation, that you need to tend to, and that will activate and stimulate your psychic gifts to opening. So there's a lot of relationship connected things that are going to open up your psychic abilities and bring you into a space of enlightenment with the Hangman. The Hangman is all about enlightenment. It's about being curious, asking those big questions about why it is that you're here, what it is that you want to be doing with your path, who it is that you want to be sharing this lifetime with. I do feel like you guys are quite stressed, and I see that you're not getting a very good sleep at night. For this group, I do feel like the third eye is quite sensitive, so you probably have quite vivid dreams and then wake up in a shock. But besides that, I do feel like you are waking up in the night and not sleeping through, because you're during this Lionsgate portal that we're currently experiencing, the energy has been very intense and has been very emphasized. So I have been noticing with myself, it's really been affecting the sleep. But that's also a sign of psychic upgrades happening. Something that I'm noticing about this group is that you guys are probably very aware of the different psychic abilities that you have. What I'm getting more for you guys is they want you to know about the different upgrades. So there's once we open our psychic abilities, and there's different layers that we need to work through in our wounding to open up different depths of our psychic abilities. With the Emperor card, so we have the Emperor card and the Princess of Wands coming up in reverse. So that's also telling me like a lot of fiery energy that's maybe not being held down so well right now, or not being dealt with so well. In Leo season, you are going to be dealing with a lot of the red emotions like anger, frustration, irritation, lust, obsession, love. When I talk about the red emotions, this is just my way of understanding the energies that are coming along with each season. So with the fire season would be red emotions, with the water season would be blue emotions. It's just kind of a more basic way of understanding what to do with the energy, or maybe how the energy is impacting us overall. Something else with the Lovers card, it's about balance between body, mind, and spirit. So I do feel like you guys are quite overstimulated in the upper chakras, and with this Emperor card coming up in reverse, that's telling me that you're also coming up as quite ungrounded, but you do have psychic ability in the root chakra. The root chakra is about safety, survival, and security. So having psychic ability there, those would be the people that know how to make water clean and drinkable, know which insects and spiders are poisonous, know how to hunt, like basics, basics about survival. Those who have root chakra psychic ability. Great instincts. I also see with you guys sacral chakra psychic ability. So you really do have a hold on your lovers. And I do feel like with this group, you probably experience a lot of returning lovers. Oh, we got the Hangman card coming up again. See here, it's in 2 different decks. And what's similar about both of these decks is that they're both hanging upside down. But then it's also the light that's very, very similar. Because like I said, the Hangman card is about enlightenment. Or let me hold them up together. It's funny, I actually did this like exact position in yoga today. So I definitely think that this would be my group. But the Hangman card coming up twice is telling us that there's a lot of changes going on in your life in terms of the new ways that you might be seeing things. The Wheel of Fortune, a very nice card to come up, and lots of major arcana, which is also telling us that the things that you're facing right now are quite out of your control, but there's still free will to be exercised. So I believe that 80% of how our path actually turns out depends on our free will, not on things that are fated. So yes, there are some things that we just can't change about our reality, but that doesn't mean that everything on our path will be fixed like that. Yeah, so those are the messages that I have for you guys. I hope that the messages that came through resonated. And if you have any ideas of different videos that you might want me to do, please leave a comment below. And thank you for coming through and watching this video.